Hi, it's me again. So this time I want to talk to you about adapting to difficult situations. I talked about being resilient. Now I want to give you some other strategies. As you know, difficult situations could happen anytime and to anyone. So again, I'm going to give you 3 steps that have worked for me. And I've told other people this, and it has worked for them too. So hopefully it can be useful. The first thing is to understand and to accept that you're in a difficult situation. Oftentimes when we're facing difficulties, we just don't want to admit to ourselves that we're in a difficult situation and that we need to figure out how to get out of it. We just think, oh, it's just part of life or whatever, it's just gonna pass and so on. So the first step would be to admit and to accept that you're facing some difficulties. So the second thing you can do is to understand what are the things in this difficult situation that you control and what are the things that you don't have a control over. To differentiate between these two, it's very important. Things that you can control, it means you can do something about it. You have some kind of power to change it. Things you cannot control, well, there's not much you can do. Other than trying to influence the situation, there's really not much you can do about those. So those, you shouldn't worry as much about those factors. And the third thing is for things that you can control, to have an action plan of how to control them. You know, what are the things that you need to do? So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. When I was in secondary 3, that's grade 9, I was being bullied by a bunch of girls. And at first I thought I had no control over it, so I just put up with it. And in a way it was how I felt. But eventually I figured that I don't have any control over them, but I can go ahead and talk with people who would have control over them. So that's essentially what I did. I went ahead and I talked with the principal and I told the principal the situation, and the principal reacted, talked to them, suspended one of them for a few days, and eventually the bullying stopped. And this is what I mean. You need to know what you have control over and what you don't have control over. So I had control over seeking help. That I had control over, even though I didn't have direct control over the girls. Another situation, when I was in Iran, I'll probably talk more about this in another talk. It was really difficult for me, taking care of my dad, working. I did not like my job. And I put up with that situation for over a year. I used to cry every single weekend that, why am I in this situation? Why is it I can't get out of this situation? And you know what? Thinking back, there's probably a lot more that I could have done to get out of that situation, or at least to improve it. But I felt helpless. I felt like there's really not much I can do. So back then, I should have made a list of things that I can control and things I cannot control. Now, for things that you cannot control, you always have the power of influence. Do not underestimate your power of influence. You might not be able to change things, but chances are you could influence the outcome. So anyway, I hope that helps to distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot, and to accept, to admit to yourself that, hey, you're facing a difficult situation. What should I do to address it? Anyway, good luck. Bye.